Hi, everybody. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of the Computer America Show. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. We're beginning our 2-hour show momentarily. In the first hour, we're going to have computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And then in the second hour, the GizWiz is going to be joining us. Dick DeBartolo, Mad Magazine's maddest writer. He's got some great gadgets that he's found for us. He'll be joining us in the second hour of the program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy 2 hours of Computer America coming straight at you right here.
1 minute until showtime.
Okay, our Hangouts is live. Ben's here with us. He'll be starting momentarily. How did the podcast go?
Well, what was supposed to be a 20 to 25-minute engagement turned into almost an hour engagement. So
Good.
We ran a little long in our conversation.
Well, that's a good sign. All right, 5 seconds.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And it is Wednesday. It's the middle of the month. Hump day, as they say. The middle of the week, actually. And welcome to all of you in our brand new time slot.
It's actually the end of the month.
Yeah, it's the end of the month. But
Man, crazy.
Yeah, it is. We're in our third week in our new time slot, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And
Technically fourth week. We started Tuesday the 1st. This is the fourth weekend.
All right. Technically,
So a whole month.
we're going to a whole month, and that's what we're calling it brand new. We're calling it new. Okay. And but we love having you here live on the show if you are here with us. And we certainly have a great show planned for you on today's program. In the first hour, we're going to be doing computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities. They are the official optimization software of Computer America. In the second hour, Dick DeBartolo is here, the GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writer. And he's got some great things that he's found for us on the web, as he always does here on the show. And he'll be joining us in an hour or two of Computer America. So tell me a little bit more about this podcast that you participated in.
Well, we just recorded it today, not officially out or anything. So if you are listening to this live, don't go out and try to find it right now. But it was a good conversation between Nathan Evans, who is a contributor, Josh Boykin, who is also a correspondent, and Corey, who you may know when we did our coverage of E3. He was out representing Popzara, and yeah.
So Nathan Evans, the managing editor, was with you. And so I'm looking forward to hearing that. When will it become available? Do you know?
Right. So when it will become available, no idea. Again, we just recorded it today. It was almost an hour worth of actual recording. And, it was supposed to be 20 minutes. So, obviously the conversation got a little, long there, which is fine. It was all good conversation based around live streaming, Twitch, all that kind of thing, and what the most recent TwitchCon event meant for the whole industry. So definitely look out for that. Keep that in mind. I'm guessing probably within the next day or two, or possibly the beginning of next week, we'll actually have a link, and we'll definitely link to it on our site.
Sure.
Of the of that particular podcast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And you're right. Well, on our homepage, we'll put a link to the podcast so people can actually listen to it. I'm looking forward. You had a lot. It sounds like you had a lot of fun doing it with the gang over at Pop's Hour.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah,
a few less muscle cramps than I thought there'd be. So that's nice. That's always nice.
All right. Now, as I said, if you have a comment or a question from us, we'd love to hear from you. You can pick up the phone and call us at 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. I'll get you on and get you through. Or if you are radio shy and you just want to ask a question electronically, you can go to any page at computeramerica.com. In the upper right-hand corner of every page, you'll see it says submit a question. Just click that link, and you'll go to our question submission page where you can enter in your question. Click the submit button, and Ben and I will see your question immediately. We can ask it or answer it or submit it to our guest. It's all there at computeramerica.com. The other nice thing is that you can not only listen to the show, you can watch the show. We stream the live video of our radio broadcast, Computer America Now. And the way to access that is just go to our any page at computeramerica.com. It's on the pull-down menu. It says Show Lounge. Every page should have that. And just click on it. It'll automatically take you to our show streaming page, a live streaming page, and it will begin automatically. You won't have to do anything. So you can see us, you can see me, Ben, sometimes our guests, and Ben has the technology in place to display websites, videos, movies, so you can see everything we're talking about as well. Just another way to enrich your experience of the Computer America program. You can also listen to us live or archived at the IRN Radio Network, the TuneIn Radio Network, the Blog Talk Radio Network. All the different places you can listen to the show live are at computeramerica.com. Of course, you can listen to us at any time because we archive all of our audio and video links at computeramerica.com. Just go to our archives page. You can see all the different links there. But we'd like to have you live 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Love to have you. We
think it's convenient.
Yeah, it is. You can also listen to us on Stitcher, and you can also listen to us on SoundCloud, two of the latest places that you can listen to archives of the show, in addition to Apple's iTunes and all the usual suspect places. So you can listen to the show. Okay. Now I know we're going to do some computer news. I know you're working on some stories. I got a couple of them. So you want to start doing news right now? Anything else?
Yeah, let's start doing news.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Today's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system. Slimwareutilities.com. Please go there, download everything they have to offer. You're going to be happy that you did, and you'll thank us for it. Slimwareutilities.com.
It's a nice tool.
Yes, it is.
So we are going to, I guess, start with technology news, of course. But how about something that maybe you hadn't heard of for a while? And I think it's because TiVo hasn't been in the mainstream for a few years now. Like they, ever since DVR became essentially standard with any kind of cable package, and TiVo was contracted with, I want to say Dish. Dish had the Hopper, but some cable company had a contract with TiVo, and TiVo kind of rolled in with them, and you couldn't really get it for any other service. But as a standalone product, TiVo had not been on people's minds for a while.
That's true.
Out comes the TiVo Bolt, and I picked this one up simply because, hey, it's TiVo. Everyone knows the brand name, and they've come out with a new service just for a new device for streaming 4K television.
Really?
Yeah, and this is actually going to also be a boon for cord cutters as well, because we know they're getting more and more numerous. So, of course, now TiVo would like you to know that it doesn't make DVRs anymore. It makes unified entertainment systems.
Unified entertainment systems, okay.
Yes, UES. I'm sure they're going to be shortened to eventually, but unified entertainment systems, not just DVRs, because DVRs, I guess, are standard. They're, people kind of expect them at this point. Where, I guess, with the shift to a unified entertainment system, they're hoping that the Bolt brings together cable television, Netflix, any kind of streaming service, as well as other kinds of media one can expect through a television. So gone is the usual black box, and it's in its place a smaller, thinner, inclined device with no buttons or external lights. They said that the bend, and by the way, if you're looking at the video portion of our show, this thing does have a very noticeable bend to it. It's kind of lifted off of a flat surface, and they say that's to help with airflow because these things sometimes do get very hot. So this airflow hopefully will, save itself some headaches. So, but it's also made to stand out in your living room, and this is why the TiVo is vying to be the only box under your TV. So the Bolt replaces a standard TiVo Romeo in its current lineup, which works with a cable card available from your service provider, or can be used with an HD antenna to record over-the-air programming. It has 4 tuners, allowing you to record up to 4 shows at once, and it even has an extra tuners for viewing live programming on other TVs in your home. So yeah, just gonna hit the highlights here. Along with TV shows, Bolt gives you direct access to over-the-top streaming content. So you may know these as Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Hulu Plus, Vudu, Plex, and so much more. Also, Bolt is the first TiVo to support 4K resolution video, or 2160p, from YouTube and Netflix, because YouTube and Netflix, they do have 4K content on them. Not a lot, and not all, but still there is content out there, as well as Amazon Prime 4K support in the works. So the 4K support is just the tip of the new and updated features of the Bolt. So they go along with the new design. They've added
VR.
I'm sorry.
Ready to cut cable.
Trying to hit that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, then. Anyways, they also added station graphics, freshening the look of the program guide, and just some update tweaks here and there to the here and there to the interface. But all in all, this is not your average TiVo, or at least not the TiVo you knew from yesteryear. They said that the Bolt alone is about $300 for a 500 gigs of storage. That's about 75 hours of HD content, and about $400 for the 1 terabyte version. Which I think if you're an avid TV watcher and you have, I know Craig has a dozen or so shows going at once, all recording.
Yes.
You're probably going to want to spring for the 1 terabyte because storage, when that runs low and you don't feel like deleting a lot of stuff, you really start to feel that pinch. So probably the 1 terabyte's good. So that's not unreasonable for what you're getting. The deal breaker for most people is, of course, the service fee. So the purchase price includes a year of service, but after that, you'll pay $15 a month, $150 a year, or $600 for the life of the product. So, and it's now calling an all-in pricing. So again, that's $15 a month, which to a year comes out to about $180. Or if you pay for the upfront, $150, or if you pay for $600, a one-time fee, no service plan whatsoever.
Yeah, all the TV you can enjoy. Exactly.
Crazy. So yeah, and
what do you think of the look of the box? I think it's kind of cool looking. It's not your typical rectangular, sitting flat on the desk. They kind of like put an arch onto it on the one.
Right. Yeah. Again, that curve is to help airflow first of all, but second of all, they do want it to stand out a little bit. It's very clean, just has a little TiVo symbol on it. No buttons, no lights, nothing on the case of the TiVo.
How do you know it's on, even if there's no at least a power light to let you know that thing's on?
I don't believe there would even be that.
Wow.
It's just always on.
Okay. It's always that. And
again, this isn't TiVo as we know. This isn't just a DVR. This is, as they're calling it, a unified entertainment system.
Okay, so how does this compare to the TiVo Romeo?
This replaces it altogether.
Ah, okay.
This is their new lineup. This has more support, better graphics. It's just a cleaner, slicker, more updated product, and it is replacing it within its lineup.
Wow. Well, it looks slick. I'm curious to see whether it's going to how well it's going to do. When is it going to be available?
I believe it's available now, actually. Well, wait, let's say. But again, the TiVo Bolt is more than different. By the way, we're pulling this from CNET. They have a great review of it. But I believe it's actually out now.
Wow. Okay. Now, this again doesn't compete with things like Apple TV and what have you. This is a
This would be yes. This is a direct competitor to that. This is a direct competitor to Apple TV, to Roku, to the Amazon Fire Stick, or if they even sell that anymore, to your cable box. Even this replaces everything. They want this to be your unified entertainment system, and this would replace anything else that would go next to your television.
Okay.
I guess other than a game console.
Okay, so basically it works with something called a cable card, which you get from your, so in other words, you put in a cable card so you can have access, because a lot of cable companies give you, their little cable box, that you would have that has
but within those boxes are usually a card.
Yeah. But it won't work with the satellite card. It only works with cable.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, it is certainly one more thing to consider.
It's one more thing, but it wants to push itself as being the end all of, hey, if you want entertainment from your TV, buy the TiVo Bolt, and that's it.
Okay. Well, it's a faster DVR with 4K streaming for cable lovers or cutters, because it will work with your cable company. It won't work with your satellite company, but it'll work with your cable company.
It might work. Really, when we talk about satellite, we're really only talking about one particular company.
Yeah, DirecTV.
And that's DirecTV. And they were recently purchased by AT&T, which has, cable cards. That they have cable boxes. Mm-hmm. So maybe it will work with DirecTV now that DirecTV is under the umbrella company of AT&T.
Well, we'll have to find out.
So maybe it will work.
Maybe it will. All right, we're continuing on again. Ben and I are doing computer technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. This next story is from Engadget. Evidently, OS X El Capitan is now available for download. So all of these with Yosemite, if you are using Apple's OS X, well, today is the day that you can get your hands on the final version. El Capitan is now available for download via the App Store on your Mac. Delivering arrives new features like split screen, multitasking, speedier performance, handy tabs in Safari, and updates to apps like Mail and Notes. So if you've already given the public beta a spin, you're ready to have an idea of what to expect. However, if you weren't feeling adventurous, they do have an in-depth review talking about some of the additional features of El Capitan. Nathan Evans from Popzera gave me a warning. He said, don't dive into El Capitan yet. He says it was still kind of buggy. Of course, he had the public beta version. I don't know about the final version. As always, I just updated to Yosemite a few weeks ago, and I'm not inclined to go now to El Capitan. I want to let it mellow out for a few weeks and make sure that everything is compatible with it before I update it. But if you're so inclined, El Capitan available now for download, and I guess it's free. Yes, from Apple, so you can go ahead and try it out. There you go.
All right. You're really advising against people downloading it right away?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you have a second Mac, or if you want to, obviously make a backup of everything before you do. Especially if you're the primary. And I'm not so inclined to update to a brand new operating system that was out about a couple hours ago. I would say let it mellow for a couple of weeks. Let them get any bugs that might come to the surface before you update. That's always been my word of advice for new operating system updates. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's my advice.
Or, you could man up and just go download it and maybe enjoy a new operating system as soon as it comes out.
Whatever
floats your boat.
Yeah.
Or woman up, I guess. Too. Don't want to be sexist. But anyways, next story we are going to do. All right. this one seems really, really cool to me because it's information that originally you could only get through some kind of doctor visit, and let's face it, it was rather expensive. But nowadays, the price of this is coming down and down so much that we're facing the point of whether or not should you do this to no, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Not can I do this, it's should I do it, and should everyone do it?
Right.
So this one is called 23andMe. This by the way from Gadget and Mariella Moon. There we go. And Gadget Mariella Moon and 23andMe data helps shed light on common cause of female infertility. So for anyone out there who does not know, 23andMe is very open to the fact that it offers your genetic data for DNA test kits to researchers. So for anyone out there who hasn't really heard of the 23andMe test kit, you go there, you order it online, get the package, you take I think it's like a saliva sample and maybe something else. Anyways, you get your DNA and you send it back in, and then they sequence your genome. They sequence your genes. 23andMe, obviously 23 genomes, and you then get back all this information. And this information could be, you have the genetic markers for Alzheimer's, you have the genetic markers for cancer, you learn stuff about your genes that really wasn't available. I mean, they just sequenced the whole dang thing for any one person a couple years ago. It hasn't even been 20 years since they sequenced it, and now you can just order this kit online and have your individual DNA sequence. And I think that's really cool. But anyways, what this article is talking about, though, it's contribution to a genetic study about polycystic ovary syndrome, a common cause of infertility in women, has paid off. The study conducted by researchers from the University of Cambridge and other institutions has revealed more pertinent information about the disorder. Out of the 200,000 women whose information were used, 87,000 were 23andMe customers. So 87,000 people. And don't get me wrong, you pay for this. You definitely pay for this. You send it, you do the work, and then you get the information back. But of course, as I said earlier, they give the DNA results to researchers to do studies just like this. So, 87,000 23andMe customers out of a total 5,000 women from the customer pool have the condition, and while the rest don't and were used as control. So they said it is a hormonal imbalance that affects up to 10% of women and is not really fully understood. So the researchers of the study have discovered new genetic markers for it and have confirmed old theories. So, the researchers have also found that the affliction affects 3 epidermal growth factor receptors, which are targets of new cancer therapies in some women who have PCOS. So there are but 2 of the team's findings. You can read more. This was actually published in Nature, a great journal, but they already have the potential to give rise to more research that could conjure up effective treatments. So I just think this is really cool because 23andMe been around for a while, and it's not really that expensive. You'd think what used to be a couple $1,000s is now just a couple $100s to get a 23andMe test kit, send it to them, and you then get all this information. Just like these women, they were given their entire genome sequence, and that's just one thing that you can kind of pick out of it, is that, oh, I have polycystic ovary syndrome, or people do it for their kids, people do it for themselves, they do it for their spouses before they have kids. There are numerous reasons to use a service like this, but it's really cool to see all the information being gathered from this service is also going to further genetic research. Because think about it, research labs, they really don't have the kind of resources that they would have. These are 87,000 different people that have kind of opted in all by themselves. Research labs just don't have that kind of manpower and those kind of resources to get the genomes of 87,000 different people.
No,
but here they do.
Yeah, they do. Well, obviously, I'm glad to see that they're bringing these medical technologies to consumers everywhere.
Would you use something like this? Would you want your entire genetic breakdown?
I have nothing to hide with my genetic breakdown, so I guess my worry would be, I might find out something that I didn't want to know about. But
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, you'd find out essentially everything that you have markers for, that you are susceptible to any number of things that, like, we kind of go through life thinking, oh, well, if it's not happening to me, then it won't happen to me. You kind of live your life going day to day and saying, okay, this won't happen. But after you take a 23andMe test, you realize that, oh, even though it's not happening right now, I will eventually, other people who have had this marker develop, cancer. They've developed heart disease. Like, you can learn all this from a test that gets delivered in your mail. Like, oh, look, it's a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. It's a flyer for a local pizza joint. Oh, I'm going to get cancer eventually. Like, it's pretty hard information to get in the mail, but it's completely possible.
Some people want to know, Ben, and some people don't want to know. But the point is, at least give them a choice to find out. That's what
this is the first time, though, ever in history that people are afforded that choice.
Yep.
It's go back to the 1910s and say, hey, figure out my genome. It's like, dude, we haven't even done that for lab mice yet.
Yeah, exactly. No, I probably would. I have to sit and think about it, but I probably would want to know so I can make preparations.
I think right now we're at the point where you could learn it if you wanted to. You can go to 23andme.com. You can order the kit, pay a couple $100s, and get the whole thing done. And then in the future, though, we're probably going to reach a point where your doctors are going to want to have that on file. Like when you're first born and going throughout your entire medical life. But doctors are probably going to want that from day 1 to day 180 by the time that medicine gets to that point.
But how is that going to affect your insurance? I mean, then you can't.
And that's another problem. It's if this is stored on a database somewhere, what if that information gets shared with an insurance company and sees that, oh, this person, they may look healthy today, but man, do they have a lot of markers for a lot of bad things. Your insurance rates are through the roof.
Or you just not be able to get insurance.
Yeah. So these are all issues that we're going to have to tackle eventually, but there's no doubt in my mind, at least, that systems like 23andMe that will sequence your genome, they're not going away. And in fact, I have no doubt that they will one day become mandatory, that every person just having a medical history chart, this is going to be on it. This will be attached to it and in a very searchable and easy form, saying like, oh, you have a weird growth on you. Let's check your genome. Oh, here you go. You have a marker for, skin tumors. It's just something that everyone is going to have eventually.
Yeah. Well, if it becomes mandatory, then we really will have, it'll affect how you.
If not mandatory, so cheap that it makes no sense not to do it.
Well, it might make sense.
If it costs $50 and it can tell you every single thing that you could potentially get, why wouldn't you do it for $50?
Because it might affect your insurance, and you might not be able to get insurance.
Well, heck, maybe the insurance companies require you to get insurance.
Well, these are all the problems we're going to have to iron out with something like this. There's no question.
Then again, I think the entire insurance racket is completely messed up in America. So,
no.
It is. I mean, people are paying what? It costs 23 cents to make a saline bag, and then people turn around and pay $400 to $500 per bag. That costs 23 cents. Insurance is a whole racket that needs to crumble down, but neither here nor there.
All right, we got some other really great stories coming up. One of them called the Free Volt. This is a technology that is going to be able to generate electrical power from thin air. And we can start the story now. There's a picture. It looks like a little bit of a card with some circuitry on it. And it says, this can theoretically power a low-energy device forever and for free. And if that sounds like a big deal, well, that's because it is. Drayson Technologies today announced a Free Volt. This is a system that harvests energy from radio frequency signals bouncing around in the ether and turns it into usable perpetual power. Drayson isn't exactly a household name, but the research and development company has a particular interest in energy, especially where all-electric racing is concerned. And now it's developed the first commercial technology that literally creates electricity out of thin air. Good grief. I'm hoping this is just not another product that's going to disappear, you know. Now, according to this, we're constantly surrounded by ever denser clouds of RF signals. They're the reason your smartphone gets 2G, 3G, and 4G coverage. Your laptop gets Wi-Fi. Your TV receives digital broadcast. Capturing that energy from this background noise is nothing new, but the most proof of concept scenarios have employed dedicated transmitters that power devices at short ranges. Furthermore, research into the field has never really left the lab, though a company called Nicoya Labs is hoping to release an iPhone case that's said to extend battery life using RF energy harvesting.
By the way, that's Nikola Labs, as in Nikola Tesla.
Oh, Nikola, yes, exactly. According to Drayson, FreeVolt is the first commercially available technology that powers devices using ambient RF energy. No dedication transmitter required. The key to FreeVolt is said to be the efficiency of its three constituent parts. A multiband antenna scavenges RF frequency from any source within a certain range, which is then fed through an ultra-efficient rectifier that turns this energy into DC electricity. A power management module boosts, stores, and outputs this electricity, and there you have it. I want to continue this article because this could be huge if it ever makes it to the market. You're listening to Computer America.
This might lead to one more phone case that Dick DiBartolo might have to cover.
Yeah. You're listening to Computer Technology, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. We have another news tips bulletin review from Marty Woodson. That's all coming up. Dick DiBartolo in the second hour, too. The GizWiz. We'll be right back.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons. Accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons. Accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. I want to tell you something about VTech. They always have the coolest telephone systems around. VTech's new 4-line small business phone system, the perfect solution for small business owners that need to install a phone system that has qualities and features that have previously only been available for companies with bigger budgets. First of all, this new system is the most affordable and Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America. Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America. Okay, well, we have a little technical glitch.
All right.
No, hold on. We're gonna get we'll get Marty Winston playing the. Here it comes. Oh, good grief! Oh, we got a problem here.
All right.
Oh,
Wow.
Go on.
Wow.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, while Craig messes with the automation of the show, we're going to just continue on with computer technology news. And yeah, and again, sorry about all that. We'll have that ironed out, I'm sure, before long.
Yep.
But while Craig messes, Craig, would you like to finish your story or work on your end?
Yeah. No. Let me finish the story. We're talking about the FreeVolt application, and again, FreeVolt. They're saying this is again free energy, which creates energy out of thin air. And,
if there is such a thing.
Right. Yes. Well, they're saying that it may well be the most efficient system of its kind, but it's only viable for devices that require very little power. In a location where lots of RF signals are flying around, like in an office, a standard 3-volt unit can produce around 100 microwatts of power. That's nowhere near enough to say run your smartphone, but Drayson has some specific use cases in mind. The company thinks 3-volt can be the backbone of connected home, and in a broader sense, the Internet of Things. Sensors-based devices such as smart and smoke alarms can be powered by 3-volt indefinitely. And because beacons that provide indoor mapping and targeted advertising are also perfect candidates. So basically, the bottom line is that it's still in the experimental stage, but it looks like that it's something in the works and could be something that we will be seeing in the upcoming weeks, months, and ahead. And I hope that we will. Okay. So there you go, 3-volt technology.
Right. All right. And again, I hope the application develops into something that would be useful for people. It's already mentioned smoke alarms and smoke detectors. Honestly, I'm not really that concerned with smoke detectors at this point. I'm happy with smoke detectors. I'll be the first to say it. You can go out and buy new ones that have batteries that last 15 to 20 years. Mm-hmm. That smoke detector will last through potentially, let's assume that the national average of living in a house for 7 years, that smoke detector will outlive, 3 people in, 3 families in that home. Yeah. I'm kind of happy with those. So never needs a new battery. That seems kind of cool, but, kind of outlandish to me. But again, I hope they do scale it up to potentially one day be perhaps a smartphone case that continuously trickle charges itself into, hey, just leave it alone for a while and you'll be able to charge a smartphone with it once every 12 hours. Something like that, that would be a nice application for it.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Right, we'll see. Well, we'll always see, right, Craig?
Yes, well, I'm trying to make sure everything is
right. Okay, so this next story, Apple has a very, very cool store in New York. It's a very big glass boxy store, very stylish, very modern. It's the talk of the town in New York City, and it's something definitely going to go check out if you're an Apple fan.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess feeling a little bit left out of all the hubbub and all the kerfluffle is Microsoft, and Microsoft is now getting a new flagship store. In New York City next month. So it's a 5-story, count that again, 5-story flagship store in New York, again, next month. This is from Paul Lilly, of course, Max and PC. So Microsoft is getting ready to open 2 new flagship retail locations, one in New York and one in Sydney, Australia. So both locations have been 6 years in the making and will be Microsoft's largest stores to date. 6 years, crazy. So it's a 5-story, 22,696 square foot facility located at 677 Fifth Avenue, the old address for Fendi. The store staff will be a diverse makeup coming from 5 boroughs and surrounding areas with more than 19 languages spoken. So obviously a very big push to get, hey, this is a place for any and everyone to come and check out Microsoft products with 19 languages spoken. So the Microsoft store in Sydney won't be quite as big, with about 6,000 square feet and spans just 2 floors, but still not bad for a retail location. It will have the retail space in an interactive area to serve local customers and businesses with staff coming from over 11 countries and speaking more than 21 languages. I don't know why Australia needs 2 more, but you don't argue with those down under. So they have a blog post from Microsoft saying that, quote, when we architected, that was the word they used. I would have just used design. So let's try that. When we designed our retail plans, we committed to providing exceptional choice, value, and service, and making a positive impact in the communities in which we operate. These flagship stores will deliver on these commitments, offering premier shopping destinations. So to celebrate the opening of 2 new flagship locations, Microsoft said it will donate more than $5 million in software and technology grants to select local organizations. These organizations will be highlighted during the grand opening events. So as with past grand opening, you can expect there to be prizes, special guests, and probably musical entertainment. Essentially, it's going to be a nice little shindig for those communities when these things do have their grand opening. And it sounds like Microsoft is doing a very nice thing, because in New York, they have a huge problem with education and education resources. It sounds like Microsoft is getting hands in with their community and donating services and products to the local organizations that support that community. So that's very nice to hear.
Yes, it is. Okay. And again, it's in New York City. We'll be opening next month. I guess that's October, right?
Right.
Okay. But Ben and I are doing computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimmer Utilities, and there is a great number of interesting stories. This next one is from Maximum PC's Alex Campbell. He's entitled "Oculus Connect Keynote" and what we learned from this keynote. Basically, they had a keynote hosted by Oculus CEO Brendan Arib, and basically the first half hour of the keynote was dedicated to the $100 Samsung Gear VR headset, which is set to launch in November.
Which we've talked about here on the show.
Yeah. And if you don't remember that, the Gear VR uses a Samsung Galaxy 6S, S6, S6 Plus, and S6 Edge or Note 5 smartphone as the display, and does not require a PC. And at that price point, it makes virtual reality more affordable for the everyday user. That is, if they have a recent Samsung smartphone. Nexus, iPhone, and OnePlus users are out of luck. Okay. There are developer models available for around $200. But on the brighter side, the Gear VR will have Netflix and Twitch streaming. Okay. It may be easy to scoff at, but that's a lot of content that the platform is getting as of today. I mean, there's a lot to, all of Netflix and Twitch streaming. Really, it's a very large library. Now, when it comes to the Oculus Rift, there wasn't as much groundbreaking information to blow your hair back. We already know that the Rift will ship in Q1 of 2016, and that the Oculus Touch will ship in the second quarter of 2016. And we already know that the Rift's recommended specs, and they will build a rig around those specifications at Maximum PC. Now, the main consumer-facing news for the Oculus Rift is the Oculus Ready PC program. So PCs that meet or exceed the Rift's recommended specs will be deemed Oculus Ready. And Oculus has already partnered with Intel and NVIDIA to certify systems. And also, they'll be talking to AMD as well. Okay. Now, the first pre-built Oculus Ready systems will be offered next year by Asus, Dell, and Alienware, which is, of course, Dell again. Each of the PC offerings will have Intel CPUs paired with NVIDIA graphics, and will be priced under $1,000. Okay. Now, while there's a lot of good content being developed for the Oculus Rift, like the awesome Eve Valkyrie game, have you played that game, Eve Valkyrie?
No, I have not.
Well, the Rift has been lacking a huge title that would draw.
And I believe it's called Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, okay. Would draw millions of people. Palmer Luckey, who is the founder of Oculus, came on stage and clad in a t-shirt, jeans, and sandals. Okay, thanks for dressing for the occasion, Palmer. He announced enthusiastically that Minecraft would be coming to the Oculus Rift as well.
This is a trend, though, that I've been seeing with, TwitchCon just happened. That was a convention around streaming, live streaming, and all that kind of thing. And the most dressed up person there was the CEO and founder. And, he was wearing a button down shirt with a bow tie, like no jacket, no slacks, no nothing, just, kind of sporting the Bill Nye look. This seems to be a trend with technology and games and all that kind of thing. They're not really held to the standard of, okay, you have to have the nice Armani suit, you have to have the nice, tailored press suit, and go out there in front of all these people and look, quote unquote, presentable. Gamers, they see someone in a t-shirt and jeans and sandals, and they just kind of say, all right, what do you got to tell us? They really don't care about how you look.
This is very true. Now, they also announced 8 new games, such as Final Approach by Phaser Lock Interactive, Moonstrike by Big Dorks, Pulsar Arena from Zero Transformation, Job Simulator, I Expect You to Die, Nimbus Nights, Dead and Buried, and Surgeon Simulator by different publishing companies. The keynote also nodded to creators by releasing 2 key features. Oculus makes the assets for using the demo VR short film Henry available to developers, so those interested in telling stories in VR could see how it could be done. Okay, that's interesting. Oculus also announced Medium, touted as its paint program for VR. Medium allows users to sculpt 3-dimensional objects using Rift Touch. Those objects can then be imported to .obj files for 3D printing or be used to as game or film assets. Medium is slated to be released in Q2 of 2016, along with the Oculus Touch.
Right. They did have a video of that and of artists actually using it. They had people who traditionally worked with physical mediums, so with clay, with wood, with ice, whatever it was that they worked with, and they gave them the Gear VR headset and the program and let them actually try it out themselves. And to see these people, they were just kind of like, they said that when you're working with something like painting or on a computer with a mouse and a keyboard and a tablet, it's still very much like you're looking through a window and trying to design this object as best you can. And don't get me wrong, they do great work. You know, some of the stuff that comes out of, you know, graphic rendering, as we talk about all the time with Ralph Bond, is great stuff. But at the same time, seeing them actually working in virtual reality with this stuff, they were kind of, you know, they were kind of walking around it. They were reaching over their design and trying to touch something on the back of it. They were twisting and turning it. They were, you know, it seemed like they were actually working on something in 3 dimensions. And that's something that you really don't get a lot. It's, you know, they were, you would actually see the artist kind of ducking and trying to peek up and under and through certain parts of their designs, and it was you know, really cool to watch.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Oh, you saw it?
No, I did not.
Oh,
but I'm sure it was.
Yes.
Yes. So to finish this article, for the last half hour of the keynote, Arib relinquished the stage to Michael Abrash, the Oculus's chief scientist, and he talked about the challenges in using VR to fool most of your senses into thinking the virtual reality environment is actually real. He didn't give any new product news, but instead his talk was aimed squarely at the developers in the room. Okay, so there you go. Again, from the keynote speech, interesting information. Ben, what I want to do is I want to go now. Did we hear the VTech ad? Did that actually play, or did that stop in the middle? Do you recall?
I do not recall.
Okay, I'm going to play the VTech ad because it's important that we do that. So I'm just going to head and do that now and see if it plays. So stand by. Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. I want to tell you something about VTech. They always have the coolest telephone systems around. VTech's new 4-line small business phone system, the perfect solution for small business owners that need to install a phone system that has qualities and features that have previously only been available for companies with bigger budgets. First of all, this new system is the most affordable and easy to install 4-line phone system on the market. Its components allow the system to grow alongside a business up to 10 extensions that can be located anywhere. The 4-line small business phone system also comes equipped with a number of advanced features such as auto attendant for each line, a digital answering machine with mailboxes for every extension, full duplex speakerphones, music on hold, power failure operation, 6-way conferencing, and much, much more. The VTech 4-line small business phone system is available in stores and online at Office Depot, Office Max, and Staples, as well as online at www.vtechphones.com. Tell them I sent you. Okay, and welcome back to the Computer America Show. Ben and I are doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities. And I think you have the next story coming up next, Ben, right?
All right, I'll say it. That was weird, but continuing on with news, as we so often do. All right, yeah, and we have a lot of great stories, by the way. Plenty that if you listen to our complete show, and you say, oh, wow, listen to all that great stuff. there's even more out there. Don't let us fool you. There's other great stories that we just don't get at any time to mention. And by the way, anyone out there who's listening and and sees a product on Kickstarter, who sees a great news story that really hasn't broke yet, who sees just anything technology and computer related that you would like us to talk on the air, you can always contact us, and we'll try to comment as best we can, or send it to us. We have a contact form there. Send it to us, and we'll be sure to get it in as soon as possible.
All right.
So, please do that, folks. We enjoy your input.
Okay.
Okay. How about this? This one is going to skew a little bit towards the people who are actually watching our video portion. I know we don't like to do that a lot, but we'll use our picture phrases as best we could and describe this to you in detail as best we can. But BlackBerry releases first photos of the Android Power Priv phone. So let's just click on the picture here. So the BlackBerry on Tuesday revealed the first photos of its security-focused Android smartphone, the Priv. So
it looks really nice, and it's got that. It doesn't use a virtual keyboard. It actually has a physical keyboard to it.
Right. Yeah. And if you're looking at the video portion, you'll see what we mean. But for anyone else out there, it actually slides. So the old slide phones that were so popular, when screen real estate and physical keyboards were competing against each other, this one actually does slide up. So you can slide the phone down, and it works like a traditional touch screen phone. Mm-hmm. But then if you push the screen up, it goes up about 2 inches. And at that point, you get a full-fledged physical keyboard. Mm-hmm. So, very, very cool design there. Yeah. So, yeah, Priv stands for both privacy and privilege, according to the BlackBerry CEO, John Chen, and it's the company's first product to run on Google's Android mobile software. So the device underscores a radical departure from BlackBerry's history of selling products using its own homegrown software. So after years of battling Android, the world's most popular operating system for smartphones and tablets, BlackBerry is embracing what its much larger rival has to offer. Which, Greg, do you think that's good or bad?
So, but in other words, they're adopting. You're saying they're adopting the Android operating system?
They will have a very specific Android operating system iteration that runs exclusively on BlackBerry phones.
Well, it's been my experience that anything that's proprietary, although Android, Google did the same thing. It's the operating system of choice, but evidently taking certain limitations or putting limitations on it to embrace whatever BlackBerry is bringing to the table. I don't
know about putting limitations. Android is very good at, that's why it's on so many smartphones, is because it gives you. Google gives you the base Android operating system, and then you get to customize the look of it, the feel of it, the features of it, and everything like that, and optimize it for whatever platform you're putting it on. Apple, the iOS, it only has to work on one phone, but the Android is so successful because it can be customized and optimized for each individual phone that it's put on, and one phone that happens to be put on right now is a customized version of Android on the Priv, which is a BlackBerry produced phone.
Well, I guess my question is that when they do this special optimization, an adaptation of Android for BlackBerry, will that only work from one BlackBerry to another, or will that in fact work from a BlackBerry to any other Android phone? Will it work? Good.
Hello?
Yeah. Will that work or not? That's my question.
Well, I don't know if you're looking for some kind of some kind of integration, but for sure, there's only been, this is the first and only Android-based BlackBerry phone. So obviously, hey, all BlackBerry phones that run on Android all work together because there's only one. Going forward, we're gonna have to see if they're going to perhaps, add different versions of it, maybe make each individual operating system, but I can almost guarantee that BlackBerry and Research in Motion, they're not stupid. They've been around for a long time. They're old dogs in this fight. Oh, yeah. They know that if they want to succeed, they got to make everything as seamless and as integrated as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, BlackBerry. I mean, if they can work, if you need a BlackBerry to access the BlackBerry's proprietary operating system, then and they're keeping it within their platform, there are certain advantages to that, as well as advantages to making it available. If anybody with an Android phone can communicate with a person.
See, but secondhand, and hey, buy an Android phone, and there's not. I'll be honest with you. I do this show 5 days a week. I haven't heard of a single instance of a secondhand operating system. Like, you can buy a Windows machine, you can buy an Apple machine, and put on Linux and say, hey, run any iteration of Linux you'd like. That doesn't happen with phones. Like, new operating system with phones, that doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't.
So, is that what you're trying to imply, though, that BlackBerry's going to try to get their operating system on other people's phones?
No, in other words, the Android iteration of what's running on the BlackBerry phone, will it also be able to communicate with other phones that are just Android, and they're not just having to...
Well, of course. I mean, Apple communicates with Android. Android communicates with Android. It's, the standards are beyond what an individual operating system is.
Then, if that's the case, then I think it's a good thing.
It's always the case. The standards are set in place, and then the operating system has to be built around those standards.
Well, you asked me that question, and I think it will be. I think it's a good thing because BlackBerry needs all the help it can get. I mean, looks like a great phone. Finally, I'm hoping it's just not too late for BlackBerry.
To put it in through my eyes, I thought it was too late 5 years ago. But here they are. They're still kicking. They're still bringing out new products, and they're still coming out with new phones. So I have learned to completely disregard what I feel is a reasonable timeline for them to make or break, because they seem like they've been breaking for the last couple phones that they've released. The Passport looked cool, but it obviously didn't take off. They've never really kickstarted their sales again after Android came out. They've always seemed like this is their time. If they don't do it here, then they're never going to do it. But we've been saying that for the past 5 years. So, BlackBerry, again, I hope you do well. I hope the operating system is what was holding you back. But even if it wasn't, they're probably still going to stick around.
Well, I hope so. I mean, giving consumers a choice is always a good thing. We'll see. We have time, I think, to do one more story with this one from Engadget. Facebook is bringing videos and temporary pictures to your profile. So users will have a host of new ways to personalize their profiles and control what content is shared on their walls. And Facebook announced this today. The biggest change comes as tweaks to the mobile app user interface. Your profile picture will be centered on the screen, and the entire profile page is being revamped to, quote, better present information about you and your friends in a more visually engaging way. This, again, according to a release from Facebook. And what a profile picture it will be, according to Engadget. Facebook also announced the addition of profile videos. These small looping clips, not unlike Apple's new live photos, by the way, will be publicly available. Facebook is just starting to test the features, so there isn't much more detail currently available. Facebook is also investigating a feature that will allow users to post temporary profile pictures which would revert back to the original after a set length of time. Let me think about that. Why would you want to do that?
Well, let's say you're going on vacation and you're not going to be checking your Facebook for the next 2 weeks. Put up, hey, gone fishing, gone on vacation, whatever, and it'll be very clearly displayed that, hey, for the next 2 weeks, I'll be out of town. And then after the 2 weeks are up, bing, bang, boom, everything's back to normal.
Okay. So it goes on to say if you have a special profile pic you'd like to use during your holiday or vacation, just like Ben said, you'll be able to set it and forget it that your image is in your profile. Okay. Once the privacy front, users will soon be able to control what facts about them appear on their profile. That is, you'll be able to pick and choose and reorder which public about fields are displayed. So you'll also be able to highlight up to 5 featured photos at the top of your profile page. So there it is. Some new features coming to Facebook, bringing new videos and temporary pictures to your profile, giving you more flexibility. All right, I think that's it for computer news. Coming up in the next hour, Dick DeBartolo is here. The GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, is going to be joining us, and he's got some great things to talk to us about, such as the sound effect, the sound effect product, the sound machine is going to be talking about some of the things. Also, an external battery charger that has a really cool new extra feature, and he's got a gadget called the Key Buoy. We're going to be talking about the world's smallest LED, the world's smallest light. It's a lot smaller than you think. These stories and more coming up in the next hour on Computer America. So in this next break, I'm going to go ahead and play our first News Test Bulletin review. So I'm going to go ahead and play it right now. Nope, I guess I'm not going to be able to. We're just out of time. All right then.
I'm going to miss.
Yeah, okay, didn't have time to do it. All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show, and again, Dick DeBartolo is going to be here with us momentarily. I
am.
Yes, he is. Yes, you are.
We said momentarily, sir. Momentarily.
Momentarily. We're just gonna pause here for a quick break, and then we're gonna be back for the second hour of the Computer America Show. Don't forget, we're gonna have our social media winner of the week that's coming up this Friday. So make sure that your entry is in, or your entries are in, because the more social media that you visit, one time only, gets you that many more entries into our social media contest for the Logitech MX2 Anywhere wireless mouse. All right, we're going to pause, and then we'll be right back. You're listening to the Computer America Show. Don't go anywhere.
Broadcasting live. It's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour is behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And we just finished our computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. Again, if you missed any portion of that, you can listen to it again. And all the places we archive the show, just click the Archives pull-down menu, and you can listen to us on SoundCloud, Stitcher. Those are 2 new places, Apple's iTunes, the TuneIn Radio Network. The Blog Talk Radio Network carries archives of our program as well. Okay. So that said, I think we should bring our second hour guest onto the show. I know he's listening, and he's standing by in the wings. We don't see video of him for some reason, but maybe he'll turn that on momentarily. But he's known as the GizWiz, as being Mad Magazine's maddest writer. Dick DeBartolo is mad about gadgets, and he's here to share some of them with us today. Dick is an official Computer America correspondent who appears here on the show every last Wednesday madness of the month. Dick, welcome into Computer America. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I sent in the chat room a little note there about 10 minutes ago. My video won't come on, and you have no control over it there, right?
No, the only thing is that you can go to the settings under the Hangouts menu. There's a little gear cog at the top of the Hangouts, and you can select. The first one is the camera, and you can select which.
Maybe it's not finding the.
That'll bring you onto our camera video. There you are.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Wow. You guys should do some sort of a show about computers, because that would be it's a good idea. It's off the I know it's crazy and wacky.
See, the problem was you had your camera set to the one that was still in the box. So
yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's why it was all black.
Yeah.
So how are you this month? It's been a month ago we talked to you, and
I've been very good. Something that's really kind of fun is the December issue of Mad. I have a takeoff on MasterChef Junior, and the magazine's not out for 10 days, but they released the cover which is Gordon Ramsay and Alfred E. Newman, and evidently Gordon Ramsay liked it and put it on his Facebook page. And it's not 24 hours yet, but it's up to, I believe, 125,000 likes. And it's been shared 15,000 times.
Wow.
Who knew that Gordon Ramsay had such pulling power? My gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I believe, if you don't mind, I'm gonna throw the picture up there for him.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah, I believe this is it.
That is the cover of the December issue. Yeah.
He's starting to slice a cucumber and he goes up his arm.
Well, that's Alfred for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overzealous.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I have a 6-page satire of that show in that issue. So
Very
it's
neat.
kinda, interesting.
All right. Well, again, you can follow along if you want to follow anything that we're doing here on about the GizWiz.biz website. Just go to GizWiz.biz and you'll see a banner that says "Non-Paid Lackey Fun on Computer America." If you click that banner, it'll take you to all the stories that we're doing here with Dick on today's show. By the way, how do you like were you on last month on our daytime schedule, or you were on?
No, this is my first daytime.
And how do you like it so far?
Well, the first 7 minutes, the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I'm going to see if I can get you a copy of my "Here's Where We Wait for Dick" song, because the one thing that you're going to have to put up with is I am an office of one. So when my bell rings, it's usually a delivery. And on Twit, they play "Here's Where We Wait for Dick." so if the bell rings, talk among yourselves.
All right.
No, yeah, it's different. It's different.
It is different, yeah.
Reasonable accommodations can be made.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah, we're starting our 4th week in our daytime slot now.
Oh, very good. And you guys like it better?
Yeah, well, I mean, look at our faces. You can see light. I see it's daylight now.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I would draw the blinds.
If only I could.
Yeah, and it's going to affect my nightclub pallor. Exactly. All right, so we're going to start off in our first hour. It's a flashlight. No, it's a magnet. No, it's a magnetic flashlight.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. I'm forever dropping screws and bolts, and they always roll under or bounce under something.
Of course, it always does that.
Yes, and so there are those magnetic little pickups where you can pick something up. But this does it one better by actually having a flashlight that is at the end of the telescoping flexible rod. So you turn the flashlight on, pull this guy out, it goes up to 22.5 inches, and then the flashlight shines through a round magnet so that you can search under there, and then if it's ferrous metal, pick it up. But wait, there's more. If you can't get the light exactly where you want it directly, there's a little magnetic mirror attachment that comes with it. And it, too, has a magnetic ring, and that slides over the magnetic ring that's already on the end of the flashlight. And that makes it adjustable so you can send the beam in a different direction than the light can go.
That is slick. I like it.
It's very clever, and what makes it even better is that it's on Amazon, and you know what? Right now it's back to $22, but when I bought it, it was on sale, and I think I only paid $10 for it.
Really?
Now, if you don't need the bendable mirror thing, you can find similar ones, and I think on my website. Oh yeah, there's a link there on my website. I found one where it's only $8.
Yeah.
And you get 4 extra batteries, which is good because it uses those button batteries, so it's not nearly as convenient as having, double A's or triple A's that every one of us has thousands of.
I would still go for the full feature because you always have batteries lying around. I would think having something like with the full thing, because you're going to drop it and you're going to really wish you had that additional flexibility.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a clumsy person, so
I like just to have all my bases covered.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good.
Exactly. So about $22.
$22 for the mirror version, and as I said, $8 for the cheapy version that looks like it but doesn't have the mirror.
Yeah. And it's called the IIT Jumbo Telescoping LED Flex Head Flashlight.
Yes.
Yeah, pickup tool with mirror attachment. You think they could come up with an easier name?
You know what? I love Amazon because they always have the longest names in the world.
All right, so now here we go. This next one is called the Sound Machine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know you have. What do you have? Electronic sound effects there?
Yeah, I have.
Because you do rim shots and.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a bare bones way. To do the same thing, and no on-off switch. All you do is when you hit the sound effect, it plays, and then they're all very short. Some of them are just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I have a longer fanfare. Mine's 20th Century Fox. You know this thing.
Oh, whoa!
Landing.
That.
There you go. It's not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but mine only cost $12.25.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It almost sounds like the same effect.
Almost. It's a slightly.
Doesn't it play it again?
It's a quarter note. It's a half note higher.
Yes.
Half note.
I think it's just that you have a better speaker. Because everything is in the little guy, the little amplifier, the little speaker, and all the buttons are. But it's fun if you're podcasting. It's fun if you just want to play sound effects over the phone. If you want to play game shows. I'm sorry, Craig, that's wrong.
You know, it was. Oh, that was the buzzer. Okay, Mia.
Oh, you have a better buzzer. And now, let's see. What is your answer? Oh, thinking music. Wow. Excellent.
Let me hear yours.
Mine is. Oh no, that's. Oh, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
Can yours do this? All right, so I bought two different sound effects machines. We did something on GizWiz about the excuse machine, and then people started saying, "Oh, you got to buy this machine. Oh, you got to buy this machine." Fortunately, they're very cheap. So the sound machine is $12.25, and it's Amazon Prime, free shipping. And the blah blah button got so many hits on Amazon of people loving it, and basically I would not have the nerve to do this, but it's to bring into a meeting or bring to a place where someone talks on and on and on, and halfway through it just goes Ben, I think maybe you need this.
See, I feel like we already do that on the show. Like, that's just us talking.
And that guy is, I think, $9.99 on Amazon, but it breaks people up for some reason.
Now, what other sound effects do you have on the sound machine?
Let's see. On the sound machine, we have applause. Let's see. We have.
Whoops.
Laughing.
That is so funny. That is great. Got that. Got that. That was a terrible joke. Gunshot. Oh, that was my new iWatch.
Oh no.
That's going to cost me. Working our way, nearly there. That's just the ding, wolf whistle. And now Computer America is going to be on 4 hours a day. Oh, that's yours. Okay, I was going to say, boy, it sounds longer than I remember. And a burp.
Exactly.
So you're playing. You have a digital
Yeah.
soundboard. Okay.
Yeah, which, but you know
Because
that.
yours have a lot of bass in them, and they sound good.
Yeah, they get well exactly.
I'm glad that they were able to work in a female Wilhelm scream in there. That's nice.
We have a male scream too. You know,
Also a Wilhelm scream, so nice.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
again, called the Sound Machine. How much is it?
The sound machine is $12.25 and free shipping if you're Amazon Prime member.
Wow.
And the blah button is $10 and also Amazon Prime.
Okay, there you go. All the sound effects that you could ever possibly want, and it's probably a lot more too. Again, very cool. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to this next gadget. And again, you can follow everything along. Just go to GizWiz.biz and then click on the non-paid Lackey Fund on Computer America banner, and you can see all the stories that we're doing on today's show. This next one is an external battery charger, but this one has a very neat feature.
Yeah, you know, I've done so many of these. I always tell PR people, you know, that I can't do another one, but I happened to find this at Staples. It's called SoundLogic XT. It's a 2600 milliamp external battery charger, but on the side is a selfie button, so that you can carry this around and know that you can recharge your phone probably one decent charge. But if you want to do selfies, you can use the little selfie button. And it comes with this Mickey Mouse little instruction sheet, and I'm already in Bluetooth looking to hook up to this thing. And then I read to go to the iOS App Store or Google Play and download their program. I think it's SoundLogic XT. Selfie XT is the name of the app. And then it just, so your camera comes up within their app. But when you push the selfie button, it does fire your camera in the phone. I'm using the Galaxy S5.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a video of it for the GizWiz. Oh, well, any idea how this works if it's not using Bluetooth? Because I found out a very strange way.
Oh, okay. It's not using
using Bluetooth, but it works. Just download the app, and when you click the camera opens in the app. Go ahead.
We're looking at it right now. Yeah, the video is playing, and you look puzzled.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
What happened was when I was playing the video, my Galaxy started taking pictures. So it is triggered it must be triggered by ultrasonic sound.
Oh.
Really?
So the video I recorded using this, my camera, even though I was nowhere near it, was hearing those ultrasonic sounds, and every time in the video I pressed the shutter,
Oh no!
my camera in the studio would take a picture.
It was like an endless loop.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, once you're out of the app, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a great deal, especially it's no longer on the Staples website. I guess they sold them all because they were selling them for $10.
Yeah.
It's over at Groupon for $11.99 plus shipping. But a 2600 milliamp little external battery is not bad, and that little selfie button is kind of good. The one thing I was hoping was that I could use the selfie button to start and stop the video camera on my Galaxy, but I couldn't. It just fires the shutter, but it works really well.
Right. And again, and it's like $11.99, and and they're still available at Groupon.
At Groupon.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, again, you can follow along at GizWiz.biz and click on the Computer America banner, the non-paid Lackey Fund. You can see all these things for yourself. Okay, this next one is called Wow, a gadget that's been on sale for almost years.
Oh yes, I thank you for pointing that out. It's been on sale for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And on the GizWiz, I do something called Gadget Warehouse, and I find this, and I go, let me just do some research and see how long it's been dead. I find it's still on Amazon, and it's pretty neat. So Key Buoy is, if you live around the water, or if you're a boater, this is ideal for a boater. You put this on your keychain, and it's not really huge. If your keys fall in the water, and we did it with about 5 keys, it can float up to like 2.5 ounces of whatever you attach to it. When it drops into the water, and I did it in a vase so that you could see the operation of it, when it falls, there is, I believe, a little sponge that expands and forces the clamshell to open.
We're watching the video as you talk.
Oh, okay, okay. And then the water goes inside the open clamshell, and there's a little tablet that contains baking soda. The water starts to dissolve that. That produces a gas. The gas goes up into this 14-inch orange tube, and the tube slowly starts floating up and brings your keys back to the surface. And what's good about it is, I know it almost looks like a Viagra ad. It will stay, keep the keys afloat for, the company says 25 minutes, but I left it in the vase, and it almost kept the keys up for 4 hours. I was going to call a doctor. So it's really neat. Now, it's $7, and once you use it, you throw it out. But it's very clever.
Yeah, the keys rise to the surface.
The keys rise. Well, the orange flag will rise to the surface.
Right.
Thick way out of the water, so
Yeah.
you can grab them and your keys are attached.
It's called Key Buoy.
Key Buoy, and it's, as I said, $7. But you know, if you dropped your keys in the water and this brought it back up, would you care that you had to spend another $7 to get another one? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry if I'm making you repeat yourself, but was there any kind of weight limit to this? Because
Yes, it's 2.5 ounces.
2.5. Okay, yeah.
However, I was surprised that 5 keys don't weigh that much.
Right.
No.
So,
I wasn't expecting, I don't know, maybe janitorial dock workers would be able to drop, 200 keys and.
no.
Okay, so an average set of keys.
It's not for that. Yeah, maybe certainly this is great for boaters. Just put the boat keys on it.
Oh, yeah.
And someone said, well, you just got those little floats and your keys won't sink. It's true, but if there's any kind of chop or anything,
you can't see it.
You're going to have a hard time seeing it. But with this, you won't miss your 14-inch orange flag.
Yeah, it is that's a very clever device, and it's been around for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And still going strong.
Davis Instruments is the company that does it.
So for 10 years, and it hasn't gone through any kind of reiteration?
Not that. It looks exactly. I bought another one, and it looked exactly the same as the one that I had when it first came out.
Wow. There we go.
Oh, and I hate to say this, but one-time use, obviously?
Yes, one-time use.
Okay.
But you can't put more baking soda into it, then. You just have to buy a new one.
Right. But for $7.
$7, hey. All right, so this next item we're going to come to is the world's smallest LED light with a question mark. Is it, in fact, the world's smallest?
The nano light is really great. And this also has been around for a while. And the reason I found these gadgets again was I had pitched this idea to World News Now over at ABC to Greg Todd. As a joke, I said, why don't I do a spot on everything you could hang on a keychain? And he goes, oh, that's a great idea. So I said, you know what? Wait a minute, that is a good idea. So I started looking for stuff that I hung on my keychain from years ago. Mm-hmm. And this has been on my keychain for a very long time. So Nanolight, if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you can buy a key with a tiny little built-in LED light.
Yes.
And then they will cut the key for you so that you now have a lighted key. But it's just as easy to buy a nano light, which are these tiny little red LED lights, and it has a 3M adhesive on it. And my nano light finally gave up the ghost after about 4 years, and I bought 4 more and just put a new one on. So you just stick it on the key.
It's good for 16 years now.
you just that's right. I'm good for 16. Your math skills are amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So over at Amazon, I bought 4. They're $3.99 each, but at Amazon you get 4 for $9.99, and I put them on the keys. And then I had another idea. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stick one over the lock, pointing down.
Oh, yeah.
So that, like when my partner comes in, Dennis, and doesn't have a nano light, he can just push on the nano light that's on, and it'll shine down and light the key slot. So it's a real easy way to add an LED light to pretty much anything.
And again, they come down a 4-pack for $9.99.
Yeah, exactly. And batteries are not replaceable, but I got almost 4 years of light out of mine.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, you've got, what, 16?
Now 16 years, yeah.
Exactly.
In dog years, I must have, like, more than 100 years in light.
There's that dogs again. Okay. All right. Ben and I are talking to Dick DiBartolo.
We should, this just as an aside, we should ban the dog noise from now on, because I've been watching programming, and sometimes, dogs bark in the background and whatnot, and I have 4 dogs here with me. So whenever a dog noise goes off, they lose their ever-loving minds. Like, I don't know if it's like, hey, look, the human show's over, now it's time for the dog show. Bark, 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 bark. But we should ban the dog noise.
All right. Well, keeping it related to keychains, this next item here is the simplest keychain that you ever found.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is great. It was introduced in August from a company called Night Eyes, and Night Eyes makes a million things for key rings and for camping and boating, and so basically what it is it's a little stainless steel clip. You push the key against it, it opens up, you lets the key snap in, and then you pull the key down to the bottom of this loop, and now it's on the loop. It comes off just as easily, so you don't deal with the split ring keychain.
I hate those.
Oh my God! They break your nails. You start the key on, and suddenly it snaps closed and pushes the key back off it again.
Terrible.
I hate them.
It's called the Infi key.
Infi key, exactly. And they just came out the mini version, and they're inexpensive. The mini version, the list is $4, $3.99, and Infinity Extra Large was not on Amazon a couple days ago, but it might be now. And the list price of that is $5, $4.99. So simple way to get keys on the keychain.
And it comes in a 1-pack, or you can buy the
Yeah, it comes in a 1-pack.
All right. Okay. And then, keeping in the key tradition, you have the key rack.
The key rack is if you want each individual key to be on these little beaner clips, so that you can, if you want to lend somebody the car key, getting the beaner clip off is really easy. You just click it off, and it doesn't interfere with any of the other keys. And that's stainless steel, and that's about $10. And then they make it in a bunch of combination packs, so you can get the key rack with locking beaners, so that there's a little bar that goes across so the key can come off the keychain. They make it with a built-in flashlight. They make the same thing with a built-in bottle opener. Yeah, so it's nighteyes.com, spelled Niteize.
How many? It looks like you can get, what, 5 or 6 keys on this?
That one is a 6-key chain.
Because it's limited not by the amount of space, but it's the little key
The
adapter.
little, yeah, they're called binner clips, short for a shortening of carbina. Was it cabina? The little clip that the
Carabiner.
big clip,
Yeah.
carabiner. So it's
Carabiner, that's it.
the bina part that's down that
Right.
they've written the name to.
But and they go right on, right off. Now, they go on and off of those sequentially though. If I have a key at the end, you have to take all the other keys out.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
No.
You can take it on and take any key.
Yeah, just hang it upside down by the key you want, and all the other keys will fall to the side. And then unclip the one that you need.
Very cool technology.
Keep Ben close at hand at all times.
Hey, people have been living with those key rings for the longest time. There had to be something better out there, and I'm glad
I know it is. It really is. I think I have keys on my old split ring key thing that I didn't use, that I carried around with me because I thought one day when I have a lot of patience, I will take the keys off that I don't use.
Yeah.
But it has to be a day that I don't mind losing, breaking some fingernails.
Do you ever get to the point where you see a key, you don't remember what it was for?
Oh, well, a lot. What, are you kidding?
That's happened to me a couple of times. What was this key for?
Yeah. Have you ever done it where you took it off and you just threw it on the nightstand, and then you went somewhere and you go, oh, let me open the dock box. Oh, that's what that key was for. The dock box.
Oh, gosh, yeah, exactly. When you finally remember what the keys are for.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
always just have a pile of keys, and then whenever you have a lock that you can't find the key to, you take out the pile of keys and you try each one. It's like,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
All
The
right.
most depressing is when it's none of them. I don't even mind it when it's the last key, but when it's none of them.
Right.
You're listening to the Computer America Show. Dick DiBartolo is here with us, the GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writer. We're going to take a short break. We got the news tips pull to review coming up as well, and also
Is it gonna work this time?
I hope so. It's all about the Anycam. We'll see. You're listening to the Computer America Show. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they are available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission of Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is to help build a sustainable, no-kill community where no dogs or cats are ever killed for population control, where true euthanasia is reserved only for animals who are irremediably suffering, or for animals who are truly a threat to society and with no hope of rehabilitation. Brother Wolf staff and volunteers go door to door, neighborhood by neighborhood, to educate citizens about local resources available for at-risk pets and to help their families connect with those resources. Brother Wolf's community-based approach to no-kill helps keep family pets healthy, happy, and in their homes and out of the local shelter system in the first place. For more information or to make a tax-deductible donation to this wonderful 501c3 organization, visit their website at www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Spreading projectors, take that off the resume. Oh, hi, it's Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, Anycam. Anycam is a Windows utility from 1.0 Flow that lets you cheat at video monitoring. If you know IP addresses of cameras, the odds are it can connect to those cameras and let you keep an eye on them in a resizable desktop window. We got that to work with one camera that theoretically only works on an Insteon system and a Motorola camera that doesn't want to get used without a cloud app or a web feed. Note that it's only a viewer. You don't get to use it to configure or point the connected cameras. We keep it in a corner of a side screen to keep an eye on packages or visitors at the front door. Bottom line, one zero-flow Anycam is a quick, easy, and non-frustrating way to keep watch on what vidcams are watching without dedicating a smartphone to that function. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Hey, it worked that time. Perfect. So, welcome back to the Computer America Show. 33 minutes past the hour. Dick DiBartolo here with us for the whole hour, talking about really, one of the lower budget ends of the tech spectrum, but something that I think all of us use every day, which is, we're really focusing on things for your keychain and things for your keys. So, going from the key rack and all that kind of thing. Very, very cool. Definitely go check it out. I know that I still use a key ring and absolutely hate it, but it's something that I guess you use every day, but you never really go out and look and see if there's something else out there. You just kind of resign yourself saying, okay, these finicky key rings, they are life. Like, this is what my life is. So thank you for bringing to attention other options.
Yeah, like this next one, this Power Key Mini Power Cord. Dick, what is this? You're muted. We can't hear you. You have to unmute.
The mute button always gets people.
Yeah, it does. No, at the top, that's the top of the screen there. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
there it is.
There we go. I was trying not to be heard while.
You did it so well.
Good job.
Yeah, Power Key, the Mini Power Cord is another device from Night Eyes that they introduced at the outdoor show in Salt Lake. I think it's Salt Lake City. In August. And so basically this is a little guy that hangs on your keychain, and inside it is a mini version of a charging cable, a USB at one end, and then at the other end either the lightning connector, or if you're an Android person, USB at one end and then micro USB at the other end. It's just an easy way to carry a cable around, not worrying that you're going to bend it up or lose it because it's right there on your keychain. And not on Amazon when I checked last week, but the retail price is under $15 for the Android version, and of course the Apple version is $10 more because everything has to be licensed by Apple.
Of course.
It's something else to hang on your keychain.
Yeah, and we're always looking for things to hang in our keychain.
Yeah. Well, the next I use an earlier version of the Inca pen, and these are now called the Inca Mobile Pen plus Stylus. So they're space pens. They can write in upside down. They can write underwater. They can write in extreme temperature differences. But what they've added is several things. One is a little clip, so that goes on your keychain. One end you unscrew the cap and it's the space pen. The other end you unscrew the cap and it is a
stylus.
A stylus for your iPad or your smartphone. And they make it in two versions. They make a little shorter version, which is still the stylus and the pen, but they make a slightly larger version that comes with a hook for your keychain, but it also comes with a pocket clip so that you can just wear it in your shirt if you don't want to have it on your keychain. And again, very inexpensive. Suggested retail $12. One of them, there's someone on Amazon who has them listed for $7.
Wow.
So
now this doesn't work with the Apple introduced just recently their Apple Pencil, the Apple Pencil, and
I doubt it. You know, I don't have any Apple products here at all.
Yeah. Well, the Apple Pencil is its own version of stylus, which works with its newest iPad, and it has some technology, so it's pressure sensitive and tilt adjust.
Oh yeah, probably
Like
no.
a Wacom tablet. Yeah, exactly. And it looks pretty much like a pencil. The thing is, I don't think they have a place where you can put it. You have to put it in your pocket. It doesn't go into the iPad itself. So
Oh yeah, that's actually not handy.
no, yeah, exactly. So I have to come up with something for it. I haven't seen any cases or anything for it.
Okay.
But anyway, but this is certainly nice. Again, if you have any kind of a mobile device that you want to use a stylus for, this certainly is certainly convenient, and it fits right on your keychain. Very nice. Okay, now this next one from the upcoming December 15th Star Wars movie, meet BB-8, the app-enabled droid. Now this is a droid. I didn't think they could do it in the real world, but this new droid, the kind of either precedes or follows after R2-D2, is think of it like a ball, and that rolls on the ground, but the head of the droid stays vertical, even though the ball is rolling around, which is really kind of not sure how they're going to do that. But what's the story with this?
Well, you know what? I don't know if you ever. What was the name of the company that does this? Is
ThinkGeek?
No, not ThinkGeek didn't come out with it, but the company made this Bluetooth enabled ball. And we did it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah. Isn't it funny? I can't remember the name of the company. But what they thought is, wait a minute, we have this Bluetooth-enabled ball, and every year we just say it can roll around the floor and it can go over a ramp.
The Sphero.
Sphero, thank you. Yeah, Sphero spelled S-P-H-E-R-O. Okay.
It's very cool, by the way. Our dogs go nuts over that when I brought it out. They went.
Yeah, well, now picture that, the Sphero ball with that head you're talking about, so that the Sphero ball can roll around, but the BB-8 head can sit on top of it as the Sphero ball rolls around.
Yeah.
So now they obviously worked with Disney, because this is already out, came out a couple weeks ago, and the movie is not out until December. But this is an actual scaled down version of what BB-8 looks like, and in some of the press clippings they show BB-8 a little still from the movie. BB-8, I guess, is like 2.5 feet around. He's kind of R2-D2 size. But this little guy, Bluetooth enabled, so you can use your phone, you can drive him around your room, you can put him on patrol, and he'll patrol the edge of your room.
But does the head stay on top while he rolls?
Yes!
How do they do that?
I do not know. And also, if he's kind of going fast in one direction, the head sort of tilts in the direction he's going, like he's in a hurry. Yeah, it's very clever. There's a lot of technology there. It's not cheap. I mean, by today's standards, it's $150.
Still.
But there's a lot of technology in it. And yes, ThinkGeek is carrying it, and Toys R Us will have it, and it's pretty neat.
Do you demonstrate it in the movie? We're watching the movie right now. I think you're putting it on.
I put it on the floor, and it runs around the floor a bit. But see him run. Oh, he's there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, and he keeps his head on. His body rolls, and his head pretty much stays up straight.
And now, is he magnetically attached? Is that what it is? Maybe.
You know what? I believe it is.
Wow. Look at that.
And he blinks, and he makes those kind of beep 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 sound.
The closest we have to droids at this moment, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, obviously, if you're going to be a Star Wars fan, especially with the upcoming movie, now you can own your own BB-8 and play with it.
Exactly.
Colored lights. I mean, it looks very, very cool.
Yeah, and I think Sphero Ball itself was at least $100.
Yeah, it was.
So this adds a lot of stuff with the app, and I'm sure they'll keep adding new things that.
But it's not from the Sphero. This is from a different company.
No, I think they worked with Sphero.
Maybe if they work with it, because Sphero had all the. They just put they redesigned it. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I think they did. I have the box around here somewhere. I have to look for it.
Well, yeah, no.
It ran away.
in the video in the video of the product, Sphero, I guess it had like the
It is. I'm
yeah,
looking at-
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's okay, so Sphero makes this device too because it makes perfect sense because they already have all the technology done.
Exactly.
They just
Exactly.
They've added a few more features like the lights in the head and the sounds that are typical of the BB-8, what it makes, and that's amazing. You know, it's really cool. I'm watching the video of it now here, and again, it sells for $150 and Amazon Prime, but not in stock until September. Oh, it is. It's already in stock.
It's already in stock.
All right, good. And you can get it from ThinkGeek and Toys R Us, that type of thing. All right, good. And you recommend it? You think it's going to be good?
I think kids are going to go berserk.
Berserk
With
with
this. If you love Star Wars,
Yeah, you're going to love this.
this is pretty amazing that you're going to have an exact miniature replica of the droid that's in the movie.
Now, for those who all want Apple Watches, but they can't really afford the cost of an Apple Watch, you have a solution for them.
Yes. Well, I just bought this on a lark because when I got an ad for a smartwatch with apps and Bluetooth for $20, I thought, what possibly can you get for $20?
Yeah.
So I bought the I Rule You Bluetooth smartwatch, and I tell you, I'll tell you what this is great for. This is great for the kid who's like 8 years old and keeps wanting to put on your Apple Watch, and you don't want him to.
Yeah, it's $400-$500. Yeah, exactly.
But you want to give him something to play with. So this does have some apps. The instructions are non-existent. I was playing with it. I thought I was in calculator mode, and I called somebody because instead of putting down numbers, I was actually dialing a phone.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I spent 20 minutes trying to get it to pad with my Android phone and couldn't. But somewhere along the line, it did pair with it because it made a phone call through my Galaxy phone. So it's very haphazard. I believe the screen is not backlit. I think there are two little LED lights, one in each corner, that light the screen, because 3 days in, half my screen is very dark and half my screen is very light. Mm-hmm. You can have a lot of fun with it. It got very mixed reviews on Amazon. A lot of people said, "Boy, for $20, this is absolutely amazing." And then the one that I think is most accurate is the guy said, "I think this is a piece of crap. My 9-year-old nephew is going to think this is the best gift he got this year." So I think I think that's what it's going to be. If you have had a smartwatch, you're going to hate this. But if you don't, or you want to just play with apps and see what they do, it doesn't do a lot. But for $20, there's a lot of playtime in this.
There you go. And especially your kid.
Maybe that should be their new slogan. You know, for $20, like they can say whatever they want, but at the end of it, always say, you know, the I Rule You Bluetooth smartwatch for $20. Like, you know, it's not bad, it's not good, it's crap,
Yes,
it's
right,
amazing, all for $20.
Yes, and if you look at the picture and go on Amazon, you will see the exact same picture with a dozen different names. Some of them as low as $15. Oh, you on a page now? What kind of prices are you getting?
Right, you know, $14 for this
There
one.
you go. There you go. Can you see it the same photo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same angle and everything. Different time though. Different time.
Oh, okay.
So this one says 11:40, and this one now says 17:44. I don't know.
Well, you don't have to select the time you want. The watch does. The watch works after a fashion. But you can, if you want a cheapy watch, just go to Amazon and type in smartwatch.
There you go.
Very cheap.
Okay.
Now, this next item you actually did it, like, I think it was last month, the month before. But,
Yes.
These locks that look really cool, and but you actually have a way to demonstrate them now.
Yes. Well, what they did was I forgot what the spot was for ABC, and I said, I actually, can you send one of these things so we can actually show it on the air? And they're actually quite clever. So if you missed the other show, it's called Quick Lock. It's a combination lock with a blank face. There's no no dial. There's no keyhole, so there's nothing that they can pick. No one can guess the combination, because they're Bluetooth and they're near field communication. The big selling point to me is the near field communication, because the first year I saw the first Bluetooth lock was like 3 years ago, and the guy said, the Bluetooth lock, you take your phone, you do this, and it's on. You take your phone, and Murray, is this key to your phone? Or so you don't have to worry about with this, because it comes with 2 quick lock keys, which look exactly like a credit card. So all you do is you go up to the lock, you push the little black button on the front, it glows blue, and you run the card over it, and it's unlocked. If you want, you can, another keychain thing, they make a little key fob that you can buy, and you run that over the lock, and it's unlocked. If you have a lot of money, they make a like $69 ring that will unlock it. And the neat thing about near field communication is the device itself doesn't need a battery. So, the lock itself sends out energy for a second that energizes the device that's going to unlock it. And you can do a lot of different things. You could take 10 locks and program them all to the same key, so that if you want to run around and you have all these different lockers, you can just use one ring to unlock them all.
Could you use the NFR, let's say, in your smartphone to unlock these?
You know what? I believe for the phone you have to use Bluetooth.
Okay.
And they're working on an app that'll keep track of who unlocked the lock and when they unlocked it.
Wow.
And that you'll be able to send somebody an unlock code for an hour if they have to open a lock of yours. So right now it's just a lock and the devices to open it that you buy on their website. But as I said, they're working on more advanced ways to open it via apps.
Very cool. I
was kind of impressed by it and it's waterproof. And the lock, once you charge the lock, it runs for 2 years. This next thing.
Yeah. Yes. It comes in an assortment of colors too. Black.
Go to that video. Not the company website. My GizWiz 360 video. And while you're there, I'll talk about it. It's from Ricoh, the camera people, the Tether S, and this is a 360-degree camera that is tiny. It looks like a little remote control, and you're shooting 360 degrees. And on my website, GizWiz.biz, you'll find a little minute and a half of me standing in the middle of Times Square. I'm standing still. You take your mouse, and you can move all over Times Square in the video that I shot. It is really neat.
Very cool.
And this model, which is their most expensive, it's $349, and I think it's coming out in November. They said you'll be able to do live 360-degree streaming, but they do make a $249 model now that can do what you can do with the video is there. And I also didn't know, did you know there's a YouTube 360 where people upload?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, we had Kodak on the show.
Okay.
Kodak for sure, but was that Activon or Kodak?
It was Kodak, but the company.
Kodak, yes, Kodak. It was not Kodak. Yes, I think you might both be right. Kodak has licensed their name to a lot of different companies.
Yeah,
but
Activon actually, they did some other footage that you shoot in 3D, and we did demonstrations out on the air. But yours is really cool too, where you can kind of guide the video however you want, and what I really like about these videos is that you can watch a video, like a traditional video, 1 or 2 times and kind of get everything you can from it. You can watch these 360-degree videos all day long and look in different places every time you watch it and get something different.
Yeah. No, like as the guy said, if you go to an amusement park or something, you can take videos, and then when you get home, you go, oh, let's see what the people behind us were doing. Oh, let's go over there and see what they're selling at that stand.
It was JK Imaging, and they were talking
that's it, exactly.
That's 360 action camera, which is supposed to be better not than the GoPro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But a lot of them are round and kind of on the big side and have like 8 lenses. This just impressed me that it's like a little remote control.
Yeah, and Ben's actually playing the movie. Was playing the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was, but yeah, no, it's very cool, and also very cool. In case anyone didn't know, if you do purchase this and you want to, you don't just have to keep this video on your personal computer. YouTube does support these kinds of videos, so you can upload it and share that video with as many people as you want.
Yeah, and Google was at the same event and announced Google 360, so that the people can upload 360-degree Google Maps if they want people to see all around.
I don't know if this is right up your alley, but I'm sure you've been watching virtual reality, augmented reality, all that kind of thing. 360-degree videos are going to work, hopefully seamlessly with virtual reality.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Okay, so again, that's the Ricoh Theta S, and valued at what MSRP $350.
Yes.
Okay.
And out next month.
Out next month. Okay, now for those of you who are tired of raking leaves, Dick promises that you'll never rake leaves again with this tree.
You know what? We had such a dreadful winter last year in New York City, so I like to have trees in the backyard because I like to see green all winter long. But last year I had 2 small evergreen trees that just could not take the winter.
Oh.
And then I started looking around, and the website, I found this website for fake trees. And they're from the National Tree Company. The website is Wayfair. I don't know if you've seen their ads on television. And so I bought this juniper upright. I don't know why they call it a desktop plant when it's like 2 feet plus tall. It's for your desk if you don't want anybody in the office to see what you're doing behind it. But it's really great. It looks very real. As a matter of fact, I put it out in the yard and bought another one the same night that it came. It's 30 inches high, and it's about $95, I think. But it looks great, and you just put it out there, and it's just going to be there forever. You don't have to water it, do anything with it.
It's like AstroTurf for your pot.
Yeah, but it looks very real. I was really impressed with how real it looks.
We have to maybe have time to do one more quick one here. I'm going to look at this. Should I do the eye cups or the clock? Which one?
Do the eye cups, and I'll do clock next time.
Okay. So these are no Bluetooth, no batteries needed. You don't even need a calling plan.
This is very clever. It's a couple of young guys who got together, and it's just a satire. It's like something that Mad could have done. So it's and they do it very seriously. 2 high-quality paper cups are connected by 64 inches of art and craft string to offer superior sound quality. No buttons, no apps, no screen to crack. Just simple, pure communication. And they took one of these packs, and they're very nicely packaged. And they brought one to Steve Wozniak, and he broke up. And they sent one to me, and
did they work well?
In the video, I said the downsides are you can't add extension phones. But what I liked is in the advantages on their website, it said you'll really know for real if the person on the other end said they just left to meet you, or if they're still in the office, they won't be able to lie. So for a gag gift, it's $10. It's a very funny idea.
It is, and they got a lot.
Their website is very professional looking too.
Oh, it's very well done. It's very well done.
Dick, tell us about what's coming up for.
Well, we're still doing GizWiz, and they're all on one channel now, GizWiz.tv. Still working at Twit with Leo doing Tech Guy Labs and Mad Magazine. So next month, look for that Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yes.
Master Chef Junior issue. It'll be out in about a week. And I have a six-page satire in that.
All right. Well, Dick, listen, thank you again for being with us here, and we look forward to having you again next month.
I expect another new website next month.
Yeah, on the 28th of October, you'll be joining us in the second hour.
Hopefully, our daytime time slot didn't throw you off too much.
No, except I was just getting ready to go to bed.
No. No, you have several more hours now.
Oh, okay.
Stay with us to the end. Coming up tomorrow, I want to have in the first hour Ionu security systems.
90 seconds.
Data-centric, basically allowing data to flow freely and securely and evidently anywhere, according to this company. We're going to have the CEO of on the show. And
it's
then,
going to be hilarious.
Yes. And then in the second hour, next-gen interactions, we're going to have virtual reality company called NextGen Interactive, and we're going to be talking about virtual reality. The new reality is here. Are you ready? And he's going to be coming on talking about
60 seconds.
And the book. They have a book called the VR book, which talks about from research to applications. Going to be a really interesting show. And Ben and I hope that you will be with us here on tomorrow afternoon's program. Again, thanks again to Dick DiBartolo for being here. And Ben and I will see you here, same bat time, same bat channel. So, until tomorrow afternoon, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Have a good one, everyone.
Stay healthy.
I miss my iPhone.
Oh, you'll be getting one soon.
Or a little jitterbug.
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, everybody, and again, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching our video, and Ben and I will see you tomorrow, and Dick will see you next month again.
Very good.
All right.
Okay, guys, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good one.